Hey, thanks for clicking play. My name is Jim. I'm doing okay. I hope you're doing okay too. So, this video is basically what I want to do is talk a little bit about how to recognize like scams and phishing things on Facebook that might not be obvious. Um, Very quickly, I'm going to tell you a story. I got my Facebook account got hacked a couple years ago. I made the mistake of clicking on an instant message that I thought was from my brother-in-law, and it was not from him, but it was his account. His account got hacked, so everyone in his account got a bunch of spam messages, and they basically got into my account the same way. I clicked on it without checking, and then a bunch of people I know started sending me things going, why are you sending me this crap on Facebook? And it was spam. It wasn't anything that I'd done. So you have to be aware of stuff like that. Scammers do that, hackers do this all the time. So first of all, uh, Facebook is like the worst of all the social media accounts. And like, I don't go on there much, but I do go on there sometimes. And I just saw something the other day that I want to talk about. But like, it's really easy to get kind of hacked on Facebook, which sucks. Um, Before we go any farther, I'm just going to say, like, you know, when I started this channel, this is like my third or fourth video on this channel. When I first tried to do it, I was trying to be very sort of like, almost read from a script and sound very kind of formal and all that other kind of stuff. But I don't really talk that way, and I wanted to just make this channel seem really kind of honest and just off the cuff and just talk the way I talk. So sometimes I swear. I don't do it to be vulgar, but it's just kind of the way I talk sometimes. So if profanity of any kind is really offensive to you, then you can click away. You don't need to make a comment. Just it's fine. But sometimes I say swear words. Okay, I'm not doing it to offend anyone. Anyway, so today is January 8th, 2026. And 2 days ago, well, let me just say I'm 60. So this is really kind of for people sort of in this demo, right? I'm 60 years old. This is right in that demo. So 2 days ago, came up on my Facebook feed is the 50th anniversary of the release of the album Frampton Comes Alive. Uh, Peter Frampton was a huge, if you're my age, but he was a huge star in the 70s. That album was a really big influential album for a lot of people. And as a guitar player, it was really influential to me. So I'm a fan of Peter Frampton. And, so some Peter Frampton stuff comes up in my feed. Also, just because Facebook knows the demo that I'm in and all that other kind of stuff. They feed me classic rock stuff and that kind of stuff. Anyway, so I saw something and it immediately uh, caught my eye as something that looked off. So I just want to show you something very quickly. So I've made a couple bookmark here. So okay, so here's Peter Frampton, right? Um, and you know it's him because you see the little blue check mark there. Okay, that means that it's official, right? He's paid for this and it's officially him. And he's got a message about Frampton Comes Alive that came out. And there's a bunch of other stuff that came out about him, right? So as this stuff is coming up in my feed, this other thing came up in my feed from Peter Frampton True Lovers, right? Which is just a fan group, I guess. And if I look at the fan group, um, I mean, I think that it's, well, okay, so this person here, okay, this person is an administrator in this fan group. So this is a scam group. I wouldn't join this group because this looks like stuff that is a scam. That's an AI image. I can tell you that right now. Okay, so this is the thing I saw in this scam post. I'm not gonna like subscribe to this group or anything because it's clearly a fan group, but there are 2,000 members of this group, right? Which isn't great because the person, like I'm just gonna look at this person who is an administrator on this group. So this is the stuff you got to look out for. Know what you're clicking on, okay? So this I Toti Niha, okay? Probably not a big Frampton fan, I'm guessing. But admin for True Lovers. The group started in December, so a month ago, literally a month ago. This thing opened up. So they built this page in order to get people to click on it so that they can start feeding them their spam stuff. Okay, this is a nonsense page. So don't join this, but I'm going to show you what I saw which instantly caught my eye and I was like this is a problem. Okay? So okay. So this is the post that came up. And I'm not picking on Peter Frampton here. This is the kind of thing that happens with all different kinds of groups. So you just have to be aware of this stuff when you're clicking on Facebook. This thing said, I'm not feeling better. Please pray for me. I love you all. Heart, whatever. Heart rose heart. So whenever there's a post that's asking you to comment, asking you to respond, you have to be suspicious about it because what they're doing is if you respond to this, like if 27 people commented on this and 146 people like this thing, and what that means is that, and anyone who joined the group is definitely getting this stuff, but what that means is that you are now in their funnel, right? And their funnel is going to feed you stuff that is going to possibly be scammy or spammy stuff. What might happen, and this happened to an aunt of my wife's, got scammed with another artist's fan group where they commented on a post, right? They commented on a post. So if you comment on this post, they might reach out and say, I'm the personal assistant of Peter Frampton, or of, I think this was like Chase Atkins or some country star, and said, I'm the personal assistant and they want to thank you personally for this thing. And so they're going to send you a text, they're going to send you a message in your Facebook Messenger. And then it can turn into asking for money and then, or asking for gift cards or anything like that. Literally, this happened to like, a related family member where they did the same kind of thing. They sent good wishes to someone who posted something under like a celebrity group, and then they got a personal message from the artist or the assistant saying that they want to contact them, and then they said, oh, I can't remember the artist's name. This country artist has decided to leave you a truck in their will, and the truck is ready for you to pick up, but it's going to be it's in the impound lot, and we need you to pay the impound tax or something like that. And they sent the money, and then they got their financial information and they cleaned them out, right? Terrible situation. But this stuff happens, and it's not immediate. It's a slow drip of gaining trust and then tricking you into opening your wallet and giving out your money. Don't do it. Be aware of it. Be careful. Okay. Now, how do I know this is an AI image? Okay. How do I know this is an AI image? How do I know that picture from the studio was an AI image? Well, this one I'll tell you how I know. I'm a graphic designer and I work in Photoshop, and I'm relatively tech savvy, I guess, for a guy my age. And so as soon as I saw this, I knew there was a problem. Now, the thing you need to look for AI images, if you don't know this, is always look at the hands and the feet to start with, because fingers and toes and feet are hard to get right in AI. And so those are usually telltale signs. So I grabbed this photo and I'm opening up in Photoshop. Here it is in Photoshop. I'm going to show you the stuff that I saw it immediately. I knew it was a problem. But first of all, the obvious thing is, why the fuck would Peter Frampton post a picture of him looking sad playing guitar in a bed? That doesn't make any sense at all. And also, it's asking for sympathy. So that's a red flag, right? They're trying to get you to react to make an emotional appeal. That's what scammers do. This image here, the first thing I saw was the bedspread. Okay, look at the bedspread. See what's going on there? That's not how bedspreads work. This is a weird thing here, right? You see how that's wrong? Okay, that the bedspread should go straight here, and it curves off because it's AI and it doesn't know how to make it right. Couple other things quickly. Look at his fingers, right? If you don't look carefully, you think, oh, he's just playing guitar. Those aren't fingers. Those aren't fingers. That doesn't look right. Also, look at his feet, right? Like, where's the rest of his leg? What's going on here with his foot? So, problems with the photo, obviously. But it's the appeal for sympathy, the appeal. They're making a request because they want you to interact with them so you can get into their scam funnel so that they can start to drip out this stuff and eventually get their hands on your wallet. That's what they're trying to do. um, I'm going to show you a couple other examples of these sort of scams that you see that they're specifically targeting people in our age group, and so we have to be careful. Okay, like I said, I've worked in media for 35 years. So I'm more savvy probably than most people, but you just got to look out for this stuff. Okay, here's another one you see. This one I made me laugh, but this is like pretty. So first of all, this is AI, right? There's another one here that's AI. So these these cute farm girls. Let's just play the video, okay? But this is AI, right? These are not real people, right? It says
Most men will scroll away, but if you're still listening, good morning.
yeah.
As
Morning.
friends and keep it simple.
Sure. Sure. Cute country girl in a crop top with a red barn in the background, and she just wants to be friends, right? Pretty farm girl. December 24th, 2025. And then here's another same thing. Was this 5:05 p.m.? This is so within 3 hours of each other, they posted these two different things. Here's another pretty farm girl, right?
Almost everyone keeps scrolling, but you stopped. So hello. Maybe we
Hello.
could start as friends.
Yeah, okay. So, but this is AI, right? I know it looks real, but it's not real, okay? And there's a lot of telltale signs, but obviously the most obvious telltale sign would be, why would this young woman be wanting me to be her friend, right? Use your head, right? Girls like this are not interested in guys my age, okay? Let's be real. So, and it's just, but they're trying to get you in their funnel. And now if I look at pretty farm girl, okay, pretty farm girl, uh what happened next? And so it's going to be all of these. I'm sure this is, let me just look at this account here. um okay, I'm not going to click on this, but I'm pretty sure, yeah. Okay, yeah, you know, cute muddy girls, with low cut tops, come on. This is very suspicious. That is very suspicious looking, right? But, if you don't know that this is AI, it looks pretty real. All right. So here, I'm going to show you another one. This is a really common one. You see this kind of stuff where it's like, nobody wished me a happy birthday today. Or here's this one. It says, my daughter was born today and no one congratulated her because she's not pretty. Well, first of all, why would anyone want to congratulate your newborn daughter for anything? That's ridiculous. But here's the thing. But I hope that you're not that kind of person. So it's this thing that's this appeal to like sympathy and altruism. And they're trying to say, oh, everyone sucks, but you're nice. So you're going to, click on this and say this and, put a comment in here. Okay. 364 people commented. 6 people shared this. What a precious little baby. God bless, beautiful baby. So, I'm sure these people are just being nice, but they don't realize that now they're in Rocket Man's funnel, right? Rocket Man, who says he is Elon Reeve Musk. He's got um, I don't know what this. I don't know how they've done this thing, but basically, you know, this is a very scammy looking account, right? So 0 followers, not following one. It's a scam account, right? So my daughter was born, blah, blah, blah. Please say nice things. So you got it. Like, don't comment on this stuff. Don't like it. Don't comment on it because you're just going to get into their funnel. Here's another one. This one caught my eye because it's playing on sympathy, and they keep showing like people with deformities and stuff like this. It's nasty. But the thing that flagged it for me, and I wanted to point it out, is you got to look at this. Frankie's TV. Okay, I don't know what Frankie is. Real creator. Says he's in Manitoba, Canada, Winnipeg, but his phone number is a 234 exchange. Well, a 234 exchange is Nigeria. Okay, it's not Canada, it's Nigeria. So this is obviously an account where they're trying to get people to comment so that they can eventually get into your thing and ask you for money, somehow or another scam you for money. So, folks, you got to be careful about this stuff. Okay, be aware of it. Uh, so when I see stuff like this, you know, my instinct is to comment and say this is bullshit. But when you see stuff like that, don't like it, don't comment it. It's trying to trick you, and so I'm trying to tell you to be aware of this stuff. Keep an eye out for this kind of stuff. Anything that's asking you to respond. There was one other one that I saw that is also a common trope here. Okay, one other one here that I saw that's also a common trope. This is another thing that they do where it's that they target people who are religious, people with a faith who are very excited about their faith, and they want to get you to respond by asking you, do you love God? Yes or no? Okay, or click if you love Jesus, or whatever the thing is. This is an AI image. I know it looks kind of real, but it's definitely AI. Why would there be all those tanks right there? And you know, the armed services don't have time to bake bread in the form of messages, right? It's just ridiculous. And then here's a Jimmy Kimmel and Donald Trump, hilarious. But if you look at this user, okay, and I listen, I know most people aren't going to do this, but they're a participant in this group, an EM page. If I look at this user, they have no post. So it's a scam account. So you just got to look out for these things. Don't just automatically comment on everything or click on everything. Be smart about this stuff. Or better yet, just get the fuck off Facebook. It's terrible, right? Honestly, just get off of it because it's filled with this kind of garbage, right? Anyway, thanks for clicking play. I hope that this was useful. And if it is, like every YouTuber says, if you click subscribe, that does help the channel because basically what it does is it lets me know that, okay, this video was something that was people are interested in. And the way YouTube works is if you get 1,000 viewers or 1,000 subscribers in a year, they'll turn on the advertising money spigot because YouTube they're running ads before your videos anyway. After you have 1,000 subscribers, then they'll turn on the spigot and you get a little bit of money. So and it's literally like go buy yourself a coffee kind of money. It's not a lot. People who are making a lot of money on YouTube are people with hundreds and hundreds of thousands of subscribers and that's a nice goal. But I'm just doing this to just give a heads up to people in my age bracket who may not be aware of this kind of stuff. So anyway, be well. I hope you're good. I hope you have a good new year and I hope to see you soon, or I hope you like the video and this stuff is interesting and maybe you can check out some more of my stuff as I post it. So be well. Bye bye.